Warning: the following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Three spooked girls. Three spooked girls. When you want to hear about the paranormal, you get the spooked girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal. With the three spooked girls, stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you scream along with the spooked girls. Bring on the slaughter, we on that haunted ground. Spooked girls. The three spooked girls.
Hey Spooksters, and welcome back to another Sunday Scaries here on Three Spooked Girls. My name is Tara, and as always, I'm here with my girlfriend Jessica.
Hello.
In case you are new here, our theme for the month of March is creepy national park stories. So if you haven't checked out the other ones, you're going to want to pause this, listen to those, and then come on back. For everybody else that's caught on up, let's go ahead and dive on in. I found a strange journal in the restricted area of a national park. I'm an avid hiker and happen to live near a national park that I think it's best not to name. Me and my friends go hiking there often, or I guess, did. If you ever happen to be near a national park, you might have noticed certain areas were restricted for one reason or another. This one was no different, and the reason we were given was that the terrain was too dangerous. To me and my friends, this only made it sound more fun. When you spend as much time in a national park as I, you begin to catch on to the rangers' routines. Soon you're able to avoid them with ease. And so, we made our way into the restricted area. We were soon met with disappointment, as the terrain was quite flat and boring. It may have been safer there than the other parts of the park. My friends and I started speculating why they might want to keep people out of here, and then we started getting shot at. We started running, and I made the mistake of looking back. I didn't see the shooter, but I didn't see the hole in front of me either. After falling a good 10 feet, I began examining my legs to see if I had broken them. My eye caught something. Behind some rocks was an old, deteriorating satchel. Contained within it was some shotgun shells and what appeared to be a journal. Soon my friends came back and helped me out of the hole. We escaped without taking any bullets. One of my friends proposed the idea that they were simply trying to scare us away and may have only been using blanks. But that didn't make any sense. What would they be trying to hide? And why would they keep it in such a public area? Now I think I know the answer. Once home, I began looking through the journal and found many of the pages, although frail, were still intact. The name Ellie Johnson is written on the front. The remaining pages read as follows. October 6th, 1915. The trees are all beautiful this time of year. It's a shame the leaves don't last long. I'd rather they'd look this way all year. I used some of the leaves to make beds for the sheep. I thought they could use them as it's getting colder. Dad says it'll be even colder this year because our new land is up higher than the old. At first, that didn't make much sense to me, but now I can feel he's right. October 8th, 1915. I've noticed my chores are getting done a fair bit faster now that there ain't much more than a cow and some other sheep to feed. But this has left me with nothing much to do. My friends are all miles away now, and there ain't anybody out here but us. I try to help my mom when I can, especially since she's carrying my little sister or brother. But most of the time, she insists on doing things herself. I never thought I'd want more chores. October 9th, 1915. Nothing much happened today, other than a sheep escaped for about half a minute before Dad caught her. Ain't really sure why I opened this book. October 12th, 1915. Dad's bringing a friend of his up here to go hunting. His name's Stan. Can't say I know him too well. I only met him once at church. I asked Dad if I could come with them. He said someone has to stay back and help Mom. He was right, I suppose, but that don't make me happy about it. October 13th, 1915. I woke up this morning and found it snowed in the night. It's got to be at least 3 inches. I went to see what Dad might have brought home, but he hasn't gotten back yet. Mom's real worried, and so am I. Dad's usually only gone a few hours, never all night. He's never gone hunting in those woods before neither. I told Mom I should go out and see if I can find him, but she doesn't care much for that idea at all. Says I'll get lost too, so we should just wait. So, I suppose that's what we're gonna do. October 14th, 1915. Dad's still gone. I told Mom that someone was gonna have to go looking for them, and since she's pregnant, it was gonna have to be me. She began to cry and say she wasn't gonna lose her entire family. Then she said if he isn't back tomorrow, she'd send me into town to get help. I don't want her any more upset than she already was, so I agreed. but I know he ain't gonna be back tomorrow, and if he's hurt, he's gonna need help quick. So when Mom went to bed, I grabbed the shotgun by the door and some shells. I took a lantern too. If I find Dad and Stan, I'll help them back home and Mom will be happy. And if I don't, I'll come back home and she'll never know. October 16th, 1915. I think I'm lost. I followed the footprints leading into the forest thinking I'll find them in no time. But that damn snow kept falling and the footprints began to fade till I couldn't see them anymore. At least not with my little lantern. But I wasn't going to let this stop me. I kept walking where I figured they must have gone. This foolish idea went as well as one might expect. That lantern ain't worth dirt. I didn't know I was on a hill until I was rolling down it. I hit my head against a rock on the way down. Everything went black. I woke up the next morning half buried in the snow. But by the grace of the good Lord, I didn't break any bones. I climbed back up the hill to find that the snow had erased my tracks just the same as the others. I thought if I kept walking straight, I'd end up back home. But after a half hour, I was still in the woods. I kept on wandering in every direction without finding nothing but more trees and snow, like the damn thing goes on forever. Didn't see a single animal either, not one squirrel nor bird. It's like these woods are dead. I did find a small cave. I reckoned it'd be better than sleeping under a tree, but I didn't get any sleep. Something strange started howling as soon as I closed my eyes. It didn't sound like a wolf I know of. Ain't really sure how to describe it, but it was close by, much closer than I would have liked. I thought I might have been trying to sleep in its home, so I kept the gun ready. It didn't stop until the sun began to peek through the trees. Only then could I rest. I awoke about midday. I wonder if Mom's all right. Probably not too happy. I hope she didn't come looking for me like a fool. Like me. I hope she goes and gets help. October 17th, 1915. I think it's the next day, but I ain't sure. Ain't sure of anything. I began another day of hopelessly trying to escape the woods, but I don't think they ever end. I think home may be 1,000 miles away, if even that close. I came across some footprints. They were bigger than a bear and had inch-long claws. Next to them seemed to be the marks of something being dragged along. I followed them. I know it wasn't smart, but it was something. Something in the forest of nothing. As I followed, I'd find blood around the tracks every now and again. I kept walking until I came across a cave. This one was much larger than the one I used for shelter. There was something inside. It was a giant beast, hunched over, eating something. There was blood all around the mouth of the cave. I saw the bones of the creature's back poking through its gray skin. I stood frozen and began to cry. I wasn't sure why at the time, but now I believe it was because I knew who it was eating. Before I could even make too much noise, a hand went over my mouth, and I was dragged to a nearby rock. It was Stan. He gestured for me to be quiet and asked for the shotgun. I gave it to him. I asked him what happened to his gun, and he told me he dropped it while running away from that beast. When I asked where my dad was, he didn't answer. I tried to keep my tears quiet, but I failed. In the blink of an eye, an antlered monster had its jaws in my leg. I screamed in pain before Stan shot it in the face. It released me and turned towards him. He then shot it in the chest. This didn't seem to do much good other than making it mad. The gun was now empty, but the monster was enraged. Stan ran off in the never-ending forest with the abomination gaining behind him, leaving me alone. It was going to catch him and kill him and drag him back here. It was then going to do the same to me. I got up and began limping away. I kept my eyes closed until I was past the cave. I didn't want to see what was inside. I didn't get far before falling through the earth. Now I'm stuck in a hole. I don't think it's a work of nature. It's much too deep for that. It seems instead to be a trap, dug by a demon. I'm not sure how long it'll be before it finds me. One of my legs are broken, and the other has been badly wounded by that beast. I can't get out. The skin around the bite wound is beginning to turn gray, and I feel sick as a dog. Mom, if you find this, I love you. And also, run. And that is going to go ahead and wrap us up for today. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Sunday Scaries, and we will see you back here on Thursday. Bye, guys.
Toodles.